Welcome back, everybody. This would be part two of 2.3.2. So again, we're trying to find the equation of a line given 2 points. So we already saw how we can find the equation of a line given 2 points on a table. Now we can find the equation of a line given 2 points on a graph. So again, the only difference is as long as you guys have 2 points that are part of the line, right, then you should be able to figure it out. So what we're going to do in this case says the Line Factory needs a new logo for its pamphlet. After Matchwork, the stylish logos below were proposed. The design department knows the coordinates of the special points in each logo. However, programmers need to have the equations of the lines to program their pamphlet production software. So what we want to do first, it says work. So you choose one logo, and then we're going to divide up the work, and then what are the equations of the 4 line segments that make up the logo. So let's just work with design A today. All right. So we're going to label this as line 1. Let's do the bottom one down here as line 2. Let's do this one right here as line 3. And then we'll make it an orange color. This would be line 4. All right. So line 1, again, we have 2 points, right? As long as you have 2 points, you can figure out the equation of the line. So let's do that first. So remember, the first step is to, right, pick 2 points. The second step would be pretty much to, right, we're trying to find the equation of a line and y equals mx plus b. So once we pick our 2 points, we want to find the slope, right? So find the slope, find m, right? And then your third step would be just to find b, right, by using one of the points. So let's look at the first line right there, line 1. So we have 2 points. We have 35, 168, and we also have 57, 278, right? So here, if we're going to focus again, the slope of line 1, that would be equal to, again, the change in y, which is 278 minus 168, right? Actually, we're doing it backwards, my bad. So this is our first point. This is our x1, y1. This is our x2, y2. So what we're doing here, we're subtracting the y's, right? Changing the y. That would be 168 minus 278. And then 35 minus 57. So once we do that, that would pretty much give us our slope, which would be negative 110 divided by negative 22. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. 110 divided by 22 is positive 5. So we found our slope for that one, positive 5. So we have y equals 5x plus b. Now what we want to do next is either pick the first point down here or the second point up here to figure out our y-intercept, our initial value. To do that, all we have to do is pretty much plug it in. So we're going to use the bottom points. So we substitute, right, both of these into the equation. So 168 equals 5 times, and in this case, it happens to be 35, and then plus your value b, right? So again, the key here is to substitute your point into the equation. That way you can figure it out easily, right? So here, we're going to do a little bit of math. So 5 times 35 is 175. And that's equal to 168 plus b. Subtract 175 from both sides. And we get negative 7 is equal to b. So our equation is y equals 5 times x minus 7. So that would be the equation of line 1. So now let's do the same thing for the second line at the bottom right there. So this would be the slope of the second line. So again, change in y, right? So now we're looking at this point and this point. So this would be my x2, y2. So what you want to do here is substitute the y, so that would be 168 minus 168, if you notice they're the same value, divided by 35 minus 123. So 168 um, minus 168 is 0, right? And then 35 minus 123 is negative 88. Now here the zero is in the numerator, so therefore your slope is 0, right? If it was in the denominator, then it would be undefined. But here it's 0. So one thing again, if you notice, right? So if you do, it's y equals 0x plus b. And then your initial value, we can just substitute the y here. So that would be 168 equals, if we're doing the first point, 0 times 35 plus b. So this is 0. So if you notice, b is equal to 168. So the equation of your line is just y equals 168. No slope, right? The slope is 0. All right. So let's look at line 3, last one, or actually next to last. So the slope of 3 is equal to, again, you want to do the first part. Change in y is 168. 168 minus 190. All right. And then 35 minus 79. So here again, you want to make sure that you subtract. If you remember the bigger number is negative, then your answer should be negative. So 168 minus 190 gives you negative 22 divided by 35 minus 79 gives you negative 44. All right. And if you simplify that, you'll see that the slope for the third one is just 1/2, right? Positive 1/2. Okay, now we want to find again the y-intercept. So my next step is to substitute one of the points. So in this case, we're going to do the first one. 35 again, we're still using the same one. That one's fine. It's part of all lines that are there, except for the number 4. So we're looking at y equals 1/2 of 35 times x, plus b. All right, so substitute. We're going to have 168 equals 1/2 of 35 and then plus b, right? So plus b. Okay. So right here, 168 equals half of 35. That would be just 17.5 plus b. Subtract 17.5 from both sides. That gives us 150.5, and that's equal to our b value. So our equation would be y equals 1/2 x, or 0.5x, plus 150.5. So that would be equation 3. And then our last equation, which would be pretty much equation 4. So you have these 2 points. Now we want to be careful because now we're using this point and that point right there. So let me write them down over here. 79, 190. So let's do it down here. So this would be part 4. Let me use the orange now. So line 4, that's equal to, again, change in y, which would be 190 minus 168, right? This is our x1, y1. This is our x2, y2. Divided by 79 minus 123. And then again, the numerator would be just 22, positive 22, right? And then the denominator would be 79 minus 123 is negative 44. So again, this would give us negative 1/2, right? A positive divided by negative is negative. So again, we want to find now the y-intercept. So y equals negative 1/2 x plus b. And again, you can pick one of these 2 points. Let's pick the top one, 79, 190. So 190 equals to negative 1/2 of times 79 plus b. So what you want to do here is, again, negative 1/2 times 79. If you do that, you're going to get 39.5, negative 39.5 plus b, and that's equal to 190. So we add 39.5 to both sides, and that gives us a b value, which would be 129.5. So our equation would be y equals negative 1/2 plus, times x plus 129.5. And that's pretty much the four equations for our design A.